what the text says in verse number 19. It says, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, it says, and so, dear brothers and sisters, we can boldly enter heaven's most holy place because of the blood of Jesus. What I see right there is now I found out by being in the company of believers that I've got some permission, y'all are helping me here, that folk who don't know Jesus don't have. Y'all are helping me. Now, what I discovered about this word permission is permission suggests we now have, as believers, authorization. We are authorized now to enter into the place that had been restricted from us before Jesus shed his blood on Calvary. Y'all ain't feeling this thing here. Before he shed his blood on Calvary, we were restricted from entering into the Holy of Holies. Once a year, the priest would go behind the veil to atone the sin of the people. But when Jesus' blood was shed on Calvary, the limitation and the restriction was taken off of us, and now you and I, we don't have to be priests like the order of those the Levites in those days. Now we have our own priestly order because Jesus gave us authorization now to go into the holy place all by ourselves, which means I don't have to go to confession and tell some priest behind a box my sins. I can go to God all by myself. I don't have to come to the building in order to profane my sins. I can be driving in my car and I can think about what God did for me on Calvary, and my sins can be forgiven. I have been given authorization because of Christ's sacrifice and because of his suffering. And when I think of his sacrifice and his suffering, it ought to bring a praise out of my spirit, because now I can go places I've never been authorized to go before, because I can go behind the veil, because the veil of the temple has been rent. I can get into the very presence of God all by myself. Tell somebody, neighbor, I don't need you to get to God. I can just call him up from myself. Grandmama said, I've got a telephone in my bosom and I can call him up at any time. He don't put me on hold. There is no pre-recorded message. There is no operator. He picks up every time.